see it there. Okay, guys, good afternoon. Today, our lesson is going to be about area and how to find area in two different ways. One strategy is called inside method, and other strategy is called outside method. So on the first side, we're gonna do inside method. And is there somebody who can tell me what do you think inside method could look like? When you look the shape, it's a what kind of shape is that? How we call it? How many sides it has? 5. So if it has 5 sides, how do we call this figure? This polygon. How do we call it? Thank you, Nora. Pentagon. That's right. So this is an irregular pentagon because none of the sides looks like the same. And then we need an area. What would you do to do and get the area of this shape? What can you do to find the area of this shape? Yes, Lanish. That's a kind of length times width kind of doesn't work in this situation because it's not a regular rectangle. You see, we have many sides and it's kind of not doesn't work. Anybody else who can think how I can find area? And remember what we say, area is, look at your floor. It's covered with tiles. What are we counting when we are counting area? We count how many tiles are covering a room. So what would you do in the same?
All the whole tiles?
That's right, count all tiles. So as I observe, do I have all tiles equal size? No. So so inside method would be, thank you. Inside method would be to figure it out how many whole tiles do I have. So if I take my ruler and you're going to do the same, I can create rectangles, squares, sorry, and then I can figure it out how many whole squares do I have. So you can just follow these lines, and that should be one way of calculating it. So I'm going to do, and I'm going to take one color, and I'm going to color all the real squares that I have and I could find in this shape, inside of the shape, because we're looking for it. So if I take I can see that I have a here hole and all the way to the bottom because this is a right angle here. So I can have all this are my whole squares. Right now, 1, 2, 3, 4 square units I created. I highlighted. So, and then you should do the same. Yes. I told you that it's gonna be that way. I told him he has to mobilize. So you just watch. Don't worry. Okay. So I'm keep finding my whole Please do not go and color the ones that are not fully. So you're going to just find the whole squares, not the partial squares, just the whole squares that are in there. So if you go and color the ones they are not, that means that's okay. You can take a different color and other coloring. So far, I cannot see that I have. This is partial, partial, partial. Oh, I missed one. This one here is the whole. And then now I have to look and find a strategy how I can figure it out the rest. If I count my squares, the whole squares, how many do I have? I'll give you some more time. Anilada, can you help me count? How many whole squares do we see now? Start from here. 1,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
and it looks like 30, the last one. Or maybe I messed up. Let's do one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 4. So, oops, I did mistake. It's 21. Look what I did. But it's okay. Say, it's okay, Mrs.Z, because I did color this one. And then should I color this one as a whole? No, so that was not. So Anilada, it should be 29. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. You're absolutely right. So it's when I think the whole, I could put on the side 29 square units. So like a Brioche squared units, you can put SQUN, square units. That's what we have a whole. But now I have a problem, and I needed to find what this part is, because this is not all area of this shape. It's those white uncolored pieces are also area of this polygon, but I really don't know how much is this part here. Can somebody help me with that? Yes, Lanisha.
Maybe you can make it into a rectangle shape.
Yes. Did you hear what she said? She says, "See, maybe we should take and make rectangle around that triangle, and then you will see that that rectangle is equal to how many units would be if I have rectangle around this triangle? How many units is that rectangle?
3.
3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if I don't need all a rectangle, I need only this part that it's my triangle. So how I can say what the value of my triangle is? So what area of this part is? If the whole rectangle is 3, what this pink triangle is? 1, 2, 3. So what is a half of 3 is my pink triangle. What is it? 1.5. Bravo. So you get the point. 1.5 is that triangle here. Okay. So if I go now to the bottom one where I accidentally color this, I also can use the strategy of creating rectangle around, and I'm going to need to find how much is this triangle here, and it's about what?
One, two, three.
3 is a whole rectangle, and we don't need a whole rectangle. We only need this pink triangle, and that is 1.5. 1.5, same as the one that we had before. And then we also have here the same situation almost, because it's going to get us 3. And then our area that we need to know the value is going to be 1.5. You're right. Okay. So this is 1.5. So right now, I know that I have 29 yellow squares, and then each of these triangles, they're like partially squares. We figured it out, that is 1.5 and 1.5. And then I have this coordinate right here, so I really needed to keep going, because I'm going to, again, have this. And I need only this part for now. So how much is this triangle? 1.5. Okay. We'll see. Maybe not. Okay, so what is missing now? What we didn't figure it out? This little part right here, correct? Okay, and so if I look that one, it looks, how many rectangles will this one represent?
Two.
Squares, sorry. How many squares?
Two.
2. But do you need the a whole square, or you just needed this part right here?
You only need that one, and if there's two, you have one.
So it's 1. Bravo, Anila. That's correct. So this little part and this will make 1 unit, not 1.2, because we have 1, 2 that it's around, and then so we have a half of it, which is 1. Okay, and then we have just little part here that it's kind of like
Can I say the answer?
yes, please.
I think it's 0.5.
Yes, it is 0.5. Why did you say 0.5? Because it's not a whole, it's a half of a whole. The best we could do it. And now I have to figure it out. The top, like kind of, it's a little bit. So how I can figure it out? This one, where it's the same like I have here. I make kind of line in between, correct? And then I'm gonna have this part to make 1 rectangle, and then this part another rectangle. So you can break apart, and then you can create rectangle around. And if I look this one here, if I create rectangle around this triangle, bravo, Lanesha, beautifully done. So I have 2 units for rectangle, but I need only half of rectangle. So it is my 1 unit that will, this little part and this will create 1 unit. Okay, and then the last one is for Robert. Robert, I'm gonna look for how much is this one here. That's our last one. 1.5, that's right, because we can create rectangle around it, and then we can see that equals 1, 2, 3 square units, but we need only pink a triangle that belongs to that rectangle that is 1.5. And you are, all what is left is put all this together to figure it out. So I want you to think about strategy, how I can combine I know that all yellow squares are 29 units, but how I can make myself easy to calculate mentally uh, these around? Can somebody help me, please? What would you add first, Nora?
I would probably add the twos.
Two ones, okay, that would be, so if I am making and calculating around, I can add I can use my down this area here to calculate. So area is equal, and I put 29 units first, plus Nora says use this too, correct?
Yep. And then
Okay.
you add all the 1.5s.
So what is it if you take this? I'm gonna ask Kevin. If you take these two and add this half, how much these three would be? 2.5. So instead of just having two, I can 2 and 5/10. Okay. And then what else I'm gonna do?
That equals
1.5 and 1.5 makes what? 3. That's right. So this, bravo. And these two will equal another 3. And what is left? 1.5. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so now I can combine. Can I help myself to combine the whole numbers first? Uh, she's over there. Thank you. And so if I take and do mental math, what whole numbers do you see? 3 and 3 and so what is it? 3 plus 3 is 6, correct? Plus 29 is equal to, is it 35? Absolutely correct, bravo. 35 wholes. And now I need help myself to calculate the decimals. So I can put them on the side if I want to. So 2 and 5/10. And when I adding decimals, I needed to what? What is important to
Carry down the decimal point.
and yes, line up my decimal point, so I can get 2.5 and 1.5 is equal to 2 and a 5/10 plus 1 and a 5/10 is equal to.
Carry the one.
So what is equal to?
4.
That's right. And then if I say 4, that will equal to, what is my area of 39 squared units? Okay, and this is called inside method. So you write inside method. Maybe I should capitalize M, guys, because it's a title. Yeah, okay. So to find area, we use inside method by dividing the shape into small squares, and then the squares that they were not full, we combine them and look into triangles. And each triangle is a half of rectangle, so we can using it. Okay, so make sure that you are, we're gonna do now outside method. You can flip your paper, and then you can write outside method. So Okay. We if I use outside method to find area, what do you think? Shall I get the same number or different? The same. Okay, I just want to trick you. That's fine. Okay, is Angel back? No. Guadalupe, I don't see. Okay, thank you. So, what I'm thinking about outside the method is that when Lanisha says link times width, she was recalling it to our regular rectangle. So what outside means, if I take my ruler and I am making a whole big rectangle around my shape. So instead of the pentagon, I'm going to create a big, huge rectangle, and then I can calculate the area of that rectangle. So when you do that, if this is not pentagon, if imagine that is just a regular rectangular shape, what would be my area of this whole rectangle? Okay, can you tell me what length is here, Ricardo? Count with me. Aha, 11 units. And times, what is the width? How many? Oh, so 1, Lanisha?
6.
It's 6, bravo. So if I do that, what would be area of this big rectangle? What is 11 times 6? Kevin? 66. But we needed to use our, because we are calculating squares, it's a squared units. Squared units because we are calculating square units. But unfortunately, we don't have a whole rectangle. We have just this pentagon, and we need to figure it out. So what would do outside method would be, okay, if I know the total area of this whole rectangle, I actually need what? What should I do with this part that I'm now highlighting? Bravo. Anilada says I have to take them away from the 66 that is total. But we needed to figure it out how much of these um, extra parts are, so then we can take it off from it. So let's first highlight it, all the extra pieces that we need to take away.
Can we highlight the ones that are like schools and green are the ones that are
Yeah, it's up to you. It's your paper. You choose what your own ideas how to color in what your brain tells you to do. Okay. But I have one problem now. I need to figure it out. How much is this triangle? How much is this triangle? How much is this triangle? In order to be able to take away these parts from a 66.
we can find out the whole.
So what can I do to help myself? It's same strategy now you're gonna use like you did in the inside method. That when you have a triangle, what do you need to do? Riley, what do we need to do if we have a triangle? What do we need to do? Like, Kevin? Rectangle, say rectangle. We needed to create rectangle around this triangle that is yellow. So can you see that rectangle right here? And can you count now how many squares will cover the rectangle? Okay. When I do that, it's really clearly you can see what would be area of that rectangle around that triangle.
12.
Okay, you agree with her, Erica? Do you agree with Lanisha? She says area of this rectangle is 12. So let's check. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, so it is 12, but it is, does that mean that this yellow triangle is 12?
No.
What that means that triangle is what? Half of, yes, half of whole rectangle, and it is 6 square units. I'm just gonna put 6 because, and it's abbreviation 6 square units. Excellent. So can you use now the same strategy to figure it out, this triangle and this triangle?
Yes.
Can we? Okay. Good. Darian, are you there online, Darian? You needed to tell me what the area of this rectangle is. Okay, Darian, are you there? Darian, are you there? Okay, Marcos, can you tell Mrs.Z the area of this whole rectangle? Marcos? Okay, the length times width, or the count all the rectangles or the squares in this rectangle right here.
Is it 15?
Yes, it is. It is 15. How do you know? Look, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 times 5 is 15. Or if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Absolutely. But is that that area of this yellow triangle? Or what is the real area of this yellow triangle? If these are both same size, these two triangles, and then whole is 15, what would be a half of it? What would be a one triangle?
7.5.
Yes, Marcus, 7.5. Thank you, Kevin, for raising your hands. Okay. Liam, you have to go, dear. Thank you. Thanks. It's a squared units. Okay, and then let's see who can tell me this one. I will not. I will ask you to do that for me. Okay, Anilada. Bravo, Anilada. Because.
You just put a random thing there. Oh, you're like, oh.
No, she's not. She just. Come, I'll come. Can do you want to show your work, Anilada? Yeah, why not? You already draw.
Can I make sure I hit it right?
Yeah, you did right. Even if you make mistake, mistakes are allowed to do so. It's not a problem at all. So, and it's okay if you do the little bit different strategy. It's fine. It's up to you. That you can you figure it out. Some kids will take the smaller pieces and make these parts, and as some of you will look as a whole rectangle and figure it out what the area of it. Okay. Bravo. Nora, I'm gonna show Anela's later because I see she did a different strategy. So what?
Mine's probably less confusing then.
Okay, so this is what. So tell me, Nora, what would be? What would be? It's okay. What would be this area of whole rectangle right here?
The area would be
What is the length?
Oh, it is.
9. Okay, what is width? 3. So what is 3? 3 times 9 is?
27.
But is that all triangle? You don't have a, so what do you do with 27?
split it.
Into 2, correct. So who knows what 27 divided into 2 is? If you think about this, it can help you. If you divide 20 into 2 parts, you get 10 and 10, correct? How you divide 7 into?
13.5.
It's
13.
13.5, that's right. If I divide 7 into 2 parts, I can have this,
3.5.
and its answer is 13.5. 1/2 of, so this is a 13.5.
So that is about 10.
Why are my traits keep on disappearing?
Okay, so let's go and add them all together, all these parts, triangles. So area of these triangles would be what?
We're doing it.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna just line them up, and then you can tell me the total around. So it's important, Robert. It's important that you know that you have to line up the decimal. So if I am make my decimal here to make, so the thing is, if I start with the 6, it's important for you. Where do I need to put 6? To the right or to the left of the decimal point? If I put right, then I will not have a holes.
So what?
To the left, bravo. So right now I know this is 6 units, but when I'm writing it as a decimal, it's a 6. So what can I add next to the right?
0.
0, bravo, because I don't have any 10, so I have a 0, 6 point. And that helps me to now to align rest that I have a 7 point. Yes, or 7 and 5/10. And then also if I put my decimal first, 13 goes on left side, and then 5/10 goes on to the right of a decimal point. And then I can add them up.
So the first two equal 13.5.
So what is Nora, 7 plus 3?
7? No.
What is 7 plus 3?
Oh, 10. But I
Plus
did
6 and plus 1?
7.
Is it 7 or 17?
17. But
And add one more.
13.5.
So did you get So how much is it? All three triangles around, they are 27 units. So what am I gonna do now with that? What I found with these 27 units? What do I need to do now?
You need to make a, I mean, not
Add it
subtract
with
it,
the
subtract
the-
it by 60.
Subtract from that's exactly, Anila, that's true. That's correct. So I can say that I can use this area. So that means area is equals 66 square units minus 27 square units is equal to, what is 66 minus 27? Go ahead, you can do on a side or however you, 66 minus 27. Okay, Riley, can you do that for me? Okay, can I do and say 6 minus 7?
No.
No. Okay, so I need to regroup or borrow, true. And that will be 10 and plus 6 is 16, correct? So 16, now I can give 7 when I have 16. If I have 16 and give away 7, how much I gonna get?
9.
9. And then 5 tenths minus 2 tenths. Wow, we got 39 squared units. Area as 29 squared units. Okay, so guys, guess what? We were right, correct?
Yep.
Outside method gave us 39 squared units. And then inside method gave us 39 square units. So this is really important for 6th grade because you will be having these problems around and you will need to know that there is 2 ways to get it to the answer, outside method and inside method. Okay, I want to show and share this. This was Nora's.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what the Nora did, all calculation. Can you give her some compliment on her work, please?
I love how you write it. It's
Oh, I
so
like
neat.
the way.
I am so messy when I work really fast.
Mm,
Why do
and
you work so fast then?
it's just the personality. It's okay.
No. It's how my brain functions.
I really like how she put arrow where how to follow her calculations, and then that also the so that right now I'm confused by one thing. Like I have here area of triangle, but I'm missing here the area, the answer right there. So needed to be here 39 square units. That's the only a little but everything neatness calculation. I like how she cross off and regroup numbers. And great job, 10 finger rule. Nora is cool. Okay. Okay, go ahead and add the answer to it. Okay, and here is Anilada. And
Oh my gosh, you're so sloppy.
what we can give what we can do for Anilada's, I've seen that she did different strategy. Can you explain, Mrs.Z?
First, while we were working on trying to find how much is in each of those triangles, when I figured them out, I laid them out on the board, on the paper, and then since that one is 13.5, I separated them so it'd be 13 and 0.5. So then for 7.5, I did the same thing, and the 6 was by itself. So I did 13 plus 7, and then I got 20. and then I added 6, which is 26.
Yeah.
And then the 0.5, there was 2 of them, so I added them together. They made 1. I added them to the 26th, 27th, and then I subtracted by 66, and I got my answer.
Okay, so what would I would suggest, since you did this as you can like just to make sure that you can put like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then this was 1.5, and this one this was 1 or, and then this one also 1, so practically we get 13.5, just to feed to people to understand how she get the same number by using that strategy. Excellent. I only need you also to say like area is of pentagon is equal, and then you needed to write down 39 square units. Guys, I really hope that you learned this strategy, and thank you so much for working with me. Okay. 10 Fingaroo and Ilada is super cool, correct? Okay. Just needed to go.
Because she. No, she actually works.